Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back to the NOFO Live Show. I am out of town today. I am it's not sunny, but it's warm, Florida, in St. Petersburg. And I have no tripod. My phone is precariously dangling on top of a contraption. So let's hope that it stays on and we manage to do this show. But good morning and happy Friday. Welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunita, along with my two co-hosts, Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler and Kelly from Endless Summer, we hop on every Friday and talk about everything North Fork. And like I said, I am doing the show live from Florida today. Our youngest son graduated 6 months early and took a job at a startup and just out his new digs. He has an apartment with a view that if I crane my neck to one side, I can see the water, which is so exciting. And it's such a fun city. And when you live on the North Fork, good morning, Kelly. How are you?
Right. How are you? You look so tropical.
I mean, I'm in a city and it is so cool. I mean, I've always lived in suburban, so I have never lived the city life. Imagine the people that love New York City life love it. But what I love about the Florida city life in St. Petersburg is it's a city, but it doesn't have that negative feeling of feeling closed in. Everything's open. They have 6 lanes here in every road. I'm like, what is going on in Florida? Of course, I don't even need to talk about the weather because we all know it's beautiful, right?
Yeah, don't talk about your weather. Talk about our weather. I don't know. I haven't been outside today yet.
Well, if it helps,
it seems
cold. It is gray and overcast here, so there's that.
Okay, well, it's a tiny bit sunny here, at least in Fort Park. What's it like over there?
No sun.
No sun?
Well, definitely 63. And even though this son of mine is 21, he moved into this apartment complex. But when you think apartment complex, you think high rises and whatever. I mean, this kid has a pool downstairs, which I see I'm going to. Totally.
It's that Florida lifestyle. You get
palm trees.
You get
I mean, he's already gone to work for a kid. But me, I got my bathing suit. When I'm done with this, I'm planning on lounging downstairs for an hour, and it's warm. I put my hands in it last night when I landed, and it was warm.
Yeah.
So they
Sounds
nice. Maria, our guest, goes to Palm Beach pretty often.
Yeah, I try to get down there as often as I can. It's nice to get hit by the sun when you get out of the airport. It's a nice change.
Oh, yeah. Sunita, break some of that sun.
People take pictures of airports. It's a beautiful thing. The first thing I took a picture of waiting for my Uber was, oh, look, first palm tree, like right at the corner.
First palm tree of the
Anyway, welcome everybody. Kelly, you want to introduce our guest?
Sure. So our guest today is my friend Maria, and you guys probably know her work because you've seen it on the North Fork before. She owns a company called Just Burlap Bags, and her bags are in a lot of the farm stands, a lot of the specialty boutiques and shops in the area. But she has this really great mission, and I'll give you to Maria to kind of give you the backstory on her company and how she came about. So
thank
Maria,
you. Hi,
take it away.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me here. Actually, I love the idea of being here and chatting with you ladies and everybody else that's watching. So I love what I do. Actually, I have been creating some bags that are more eco-friendly, made out of burlap as an option to use for shopping, for travel, for wine, instead of plastic bags. And the goal is obviously to try to reduce our use of plastic so that things don't end up in the oceans. I find that as like a mom with 3 kids, I'm like the biggest consumer out there. So I'm the one who does the shopping, makes the decisions, makes the choices. And I think there's a lot of power in the consumer choices. So just in terms of what we purchase, I think if we make, some changes, it helps to make things better. So I created this company a few years ago, and I think a lot of the bags that have been around the North Fork are people like using them because they really are very comfortable to use around the North Fork. They kind of go with the lifestyle, with the, you know, farms, the vineyards, apple picking. It kind of is like almost like a whole experience. You kind of extend the experience of the North Fork with the proper bag. You know, you're not going to go apple picking in your nice fancy bag. You have a bag that's appropriate for what you're doing. They're hardy. They're like last a long time. They're very useful, and they're very like casual. So it goes along with the lifestyle. So I've been having fun doing it.
So you know, I always thought that your bags were more like, I'm gonna take apple picking, but I'm gonna sit here and watch everyone else apple pick with my lovely little burlap bag. I didn't realize that your bags were meant for, you know, replacing the plastic bag and going shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great shoppers. I mean, you can do whatever you want with them. Like, you know, if you want to sit around and just, you know, hang out, that's good too. Like, I'm like all for that. But they're very hardy, and they're very sturdy. So anybody who's used them just absolutely loves using them for, like, especially supermarket shopping and anything heavy. I actually was gifted a bottle of wine the other day, and like a paper bag, and literally like broke in my foyer on the ground because somebody handed it the hands up, and I was just like, this is so ironic. I was like, I need to give them some burlap bags. They're like the most sturdy, just strong. They're really strong. The burlap is strong. They're made really well. And I mean,
So my experience with your bag, and I guess this is a little throwback to Kelly. Kelly made a line of bags with you, right? The long, not long, but they're wide and sharp, and they're so cute. I loved it, and like Tracy said, I like it for the style. And then I was thinking, I really want to use this, and at that time I had just sort of started pickleball, and the pickleball paddles and the ball came in like this very flimsy kind of bag, and I was looking for like one of those backpacky types where I can put my pickleball stuff in it. And Kelly, and I got that bag from Kelly, and I thought, this seems like the right size. So believe it or not, that's my new pickleball bag, because there's enough room for the rackets, right? And enough room to put like sunglasses or, you know, whatever sweatshirt if I want to throw in there. And initially I thought, this is going to be temporary, and I'll buy a pickleball bag. Still in the back of my car, that's
great.
Yeah. Forever.
I mean, we have, you know, like everybody says to me, like, oh, I have so many bags. I'm like, yes, we do have a lot of bags, but we need a lot of bags. Like, you know, you always need like an extra bag in your car. I find the people that buy them actually are the ones that actually come back to me and are like, oh my God, I use it all the time for like everything. So it's good to just have like an extra bag. It's neutral, goes with a lot of stuff, but they are just incredibly durable. So, I mean, I use them.
Well, what I love, there's a few things that I love about what Maria does. So she does seasonal bags that can be for like gifting for a holiday, or like she does Valentine's Day and Christmas. So an alternative to giving one of those, like, you know, cheap shopping bags that we all try to recycle as many times as we can, but by the time it's been passed down 3 or 4 times, it looks like junk. I love the idea of what Maria does for holidays, because it's like something that, I may want to keep this bag for me, but I may want to keep gifting it on, and it's such a great little holiday print. I can do that. The other thing I love about Maria's bags is that they're lined. So they have this really nice thin lining on them that, like, you could throw a wet bathing suit in there. You could have groceries leak in there, and then they're not going to end up all over your car, which is like another
so you're
plus
really
to what she
trying
does.
to design a bag that's usable, not just, you know, which obviously pretty bags are pretty too, but I guess what you're saying, is it a plastic lining? Because I didn't notice the lining in the bag that I had.
So if you look at the bag
It's like a
that
wax.
I gave you,
It's like a wax coating.
what would you call it?
So a
Yeah,
lot
wax.
of like burlap is basically a fabric made from the jute plant, and it's, if you look at the fabric by itself, it's kind of it's soft and bendable and whatever. It's almost like it's got holes in it and stuff like that, because it's like a woven fabric. But the bags are coated with like a wax, so you can actually wipe the inside of the bag down with something. So when you use it for groceries or wine, if something spills, you can actually clean it on the inside, which is really helpful and useful. So like you said, you can throw a wet bathing suit in there.
Can
you can take
put
it to
in
the beach.
washing machine?
I don't recommend putting the bags that are sewn with seams in the washing machine, because it's going to like disform, like it's going to like shrink and kind of like disform. So really like a spot clean on the outside if it gets dirty, but I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah. And the more you use it, the more it like looks like it's kind of the kind of thing that the more weathered it is, the better it kind of looks on the outside. I actually collected a whole bunch of acorns on my street, a few probably in like November. And I put them in one of the burlap bags, the farm bag, actually. I left it outside my door. It got rained on for the last 3 months. I literally took them out of the bag, and then the bag is like perfectly fine. I was just like laughing. I was going to probably just carry this around. It's one of those kind of indestructible
Tell me more about the designs of the bag. I'm assuming you don't sew them and make them in your garage. You design the bags.
So I can sew. I don't sew those particular bags. They would just be too expensive to sell to actually make it worthwhile for people to buy and use on a regular basis, right? So I purchased them made. They're made in India and imported here. That's basically what happens in like the 80s. All the big machines just went to India and globalization. So they're made by machine for the most part. Some of the bags, some of the wine bags I make custom. So there's a few custom wine bags that I'll actually make custom. But for the most part, the best value of them is the pre-made bags, and then I will design them based on what they look like. I'll design like something pretty on them or a logo, and either have them printed or printed a couple of different ways.
Like the ones that Kelly made. I'm assuming
Yeah.
those obviously because they have the NOFO enlist.
Yeah, so Kelly had a great logo, and we went through a couple different bag designs and decided, with her that which one would like look best like on her bag. So we try to make like the final product look as useful and as appealing, so that it accomplishes.
So I think also there are two plus sides to working with Maria on any kind of project. So you feel good about doing something good for the environment and making this bag that's reusable that you can use for so many different things, shopping, gifts, whatever it is. But then you also have this great bag that you can use to advertise with, or, use for your company, or if you're a farm stand and you want to carry some of Maria's like funner print designs, not necessarily like a bag with your logo on it, you can do that too. So there's just like so many ways that you can use them to kind of be a fun alternative to your typical
actually my
bag.
whole business idea plan in the beginning when I started this was kind of around the time that the plastic bag ban happened in 2019 in New York. And it was really to kind of support the small businesses who suddenly had to provide bags for customers. They couldn't use plastic anymore. They were going to have to offer paper bags. And I was kind of like, well, they're going to have to offer a paper bag that's just basically going to get taken, thrown away or whatever. But a lot of companies would like to print their own logo on bags, but that gets expensive. So my business idea really is to be able to create a line of bags. Like, let's say my first bag was like the white anchor bag, and then offer it in smaller quantities to stores so that they could carry them. So like a lot of times when you print bags through like a screen printing process, you have to order, let's say 100 bags. And sometimes a small business doesn't want to do that. They can't do that. They can't afford to do that. But I would offer like a quantity of like 24, 36 items to a store so that they could carry them and they can offer them for sale so that their customers can purchase a bag that they can reuse as they shop around either the North Fork or anywhere else, and they'll feel good about buying it. The stores will have something to offer to their customers, and I felt like this business model was something that could be replicated everywhere. So I'm very small. I try to work with really small businesses, and that's kind of the first key to it. And then a lot of times I'll get asked to print like a logo, like Kelly's bags, like asked to print a logo for.
Do people buy the bags directly from you? I mean, are they store branded bags that you can buy from? So like, where can somebody get your bags?
So everywhere. So I have a website that people can buy the bags directly from. It's just burlapbags.com. And then I have them in some stores around the North Fork in Florida. And then if somebody needs custom bags, I can help them do custom bags for either like their business or, like I said, their schools. And then I just started a new wedding line. Like so I kept getting a lot of requests for like bridal bags, like when you have bridesmaids and stuff, a lot of people want to carry like extra shoes and makeup and things like that. So I just came out with a bridal line for bride bags, bridesmaids, things like that.
So Maria, tell us like a few of the farm stands in particular where you have stuff. I know a lot of them are closed right now, but where you had your bags before.
There's Sepp's Farm in East Marion carries my bags, and they're great farms. I have so many great farm stands actually all over the North Fork. They've been carrying my bags for a while. And they are right in East Marion on the corner of Main Road. The Bayview Market and Farms in Riverhead is a tremendous, I love that farm too. It's just huge. They were carrying bags for a while. Breezy Hill Farm in Peconic has some. I have some in Greenport, actually, at the Colonial Drugs. It's not farm stand, obviously, but store-wise, it's a great location for everything that you need. And they're also in the supermarket IGA in South Holden and Greenport, which not farm stand, but supermarket.
I feel like so many
And
people have
didn't know.
probably
Yeah.
like seen them
know,
and not realized that
I'm interested,
Maria
Maria,
is the face.
in how, because we're such a small community, right? Like, did you call each farm stand yourself and reach out and say, will you carry my bags? Or, what was your process of getting your product out in these various places on the North Fork?
Kind of, yeah. You know what? When we started, it was pre-COVID. So the idea was to go to the stores directly, the farm stands, whatever. And then once it got started and got like an actual set of bags in, COVID hit, and all of a sudden everything was closed. So then I had to pivot, and I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just make a website and sell directly. So I made a website during that time. But then once COVID opened up again, went mostly directly went to the small stores and spoke to the owners. Sometimes you just have to just do that. I found that was the most effective way. Because I tried sending emails and people don't get emails, and sometimes, they don't know who you are. So one-on-one personal thing is nice. And that's what's great about also the North Fork. It's just a very small neighborhoody kind of place. So
what is your connection to the North Fork, and how did you find your here to begin with?
So my husband, who was, when I was dating him, his family bought a house on the North Fork in East Marion, like in the 1980s. And my husband has two brothers. So the story goes that they were living in Queens, right? Everybody comes from the city, some form. And they liked going out on weekends. 3 teenage boys. They came to look for something, and they went to see a house, and apparently my mother-in-law sat on the stoop and wouldn't leave until my father-in-law made a deal to buy the house. So I think she had some foreshadowing that it was going to be a very useful place to have 3 boys run around on weekends and get some energy out. So probably since like the 80s, we've been coming out here for on a part-time basis on weekends and
So you
holidays.
From potato farms disappearing to more vineyards coming up,
Yeah,
similar.
so it's kind of like a long-term relationship on a part-time basis. But I remember when the season was like June to September. I mean, it was over Labor Day. There was nobody around. It was
there actually was a tumble Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very quiet. So, and gradually it expanded, March to like October or whatever. And now it's, it's very different. It's very different now. So it's nice to see that a lot more of the businesses have a lot more business, because there's a lot of people, that are visiting and appreciate it. It's just a challenge, I think, for any for any community, any neighborhood that has a lot of change. And I think the North Fork has had a lot of change quickly over the last few years.
It's interesting because COVID obviously at first closed everything down, right? But then all the businesses pivoted. And all these people who had come out, they either stayed a year, 2 years, or they're now here permanently. And so it changed the landscape of the businesses out here so much. And I will tell you that they're January, a lot of things still do close for a couple of weeks. And it was such a shock to my system because I had gotten so used to everything being open now all the time. And I was like, what do you mean you're closing for 3 weeks? I had gotten so, but you're right. I mean, even when I first moved out here in 2017, winter was I would drive back and forth to Orient and back just for a ride, and literally nothing was open, nothing, except White Flower Farmhouse. I would go there and hang out with Lori.
I have to say, winter's, I think, my favorite season out here, though. It's so peaceful and quiet.
It
is. Really.
I know.
you can't really match it with anywhere. You know, a 2-hour ride out from the city and you feel like you're in a different world. I mean, even during the summer, but winter is just like, you know, if you take a walk on the beach, you're just somewhere else. It's incredible.
When you live someplace else, it's really 12 months of the year you're running a business, full-time, nonstop. There really isn't a downtime. And I think even though sometimes it's a little bit of a shock to us that why isn't my everything available, Amazon Prime coming, you know, in 2 days on the North Fork, I think the businesses really appreciate being able to count on, okay, we're going to make repairs in January. We're going to take some family time. You know, it used to be they would go away for the whole month, and now that's getting shorter. But I think it's a good thing that there still is that downtime. You know, the farming, there's nothing happening in January. So
yeah, and I think it's really good what you guys do too, because there's so much information that should be shared, and so much like what Kelly does with the North Fork Winter, the food tour. Like there's just a lot that goes on, that, and there's so many different times and changes that like people maybe don't have a place to go to find information. So I think this is all really, really helpful for like uniting the community too, for people that are new here, for people that have been here for a long time, for, you know, it's a nice thing. I think it's good to like improve communication around and kind of get everybody together and have a place that everybody can find information. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing for the North Fork.
Maria, I didn't notice this until just now. I see a little Just Burlap bag peeking out of the corner over there. Do you have bags with you that you want to show off so people can really know which ones do you have in the stores and stuff? Or like
this one, I don't know if you've seen this one. This is the wine bag. This is a 4-bottle wine bag that I have, which I love because it's like a small
in the middle,
small tote. It has a divider.
It has the divider
for 4 bottles, which you can push aside or you can leave inside to carry 4 bottles. And then there's, you know, like a 2-bottle bag, a 1-bottle bag, a single bag. But like I was saying, like I love these just because of the sturdiness of the handles.
I feel like that's such a fun gift. Like if you're going or coming from the North Fork and you want to like bring back a little wine for friends and like in your notebook.
Yeah, I mean, this one in particular, I kind of designed because I was like, you know, there's so many vineyards you can visit that like, why wouldn't you want to have a bag that you can get wine from everywhere and you can carry to all different vineyards? Because, you know, it's one thing to like have somebody's logo on it, but are you really going to carry one particular company's logo everywhere? You know, you kind of want a more universal logo. So that's what I try to do in this way.
I feel like that's perfect for these people who come, like, you know, bachelorettes or whatever, and they go to all the wineries and they can put their one bottle that they get to take home from each.
And you don't
wine they
drop
visit.
it on the floor.
So cute. So, yeah,
it's true.
It's true. Through.
Well, we're winding down here. So while we're talking about the North Fork community, we're going to go into our NOFO Live 5. I literally cannot retain what we're calling this now.
The NOFO Live 5.
we abuse ourselves. Nobody else cares what we call it.
I know. The NOFO Live 5. All right, so I'm going to kick it off. Maria, if you were going to take us out to lunch on the North Fork, where would you take us? And this is actually now a question I really want to know because all my favorite places are closing. So where are we going to lunch, people?
Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's hard. There's so many good places. I just went to, there's so many good places. This is a hard one. I do like in Orient, the new place that opens up on the water is beautiful. It's not open now. It's like totally seasonal in the summer.
Are you talking
Duriez?
Sorry?
Duriez?
Yeah. I mean, the French fries,
Yes.
the wine, it's just beautiful. It's a, you know, beautiful location. The food's great. Everything's great.
When they first opened, I was thinking, how is this going to have a nice view? Because it really always was like the fishing and a lot of fishing charters go from that marina. But I think they've done a really nice job of creating that beach, you know, outside where they have their beach club or whatever. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I love the view.
You totally don't feel like even on the North
Yeah.
Fork,
Yes, you feel like you're in like Greece or Tulum or I don't know where. Yeah.
Greece.
I mean, the Halyard for the sunsets, and you know, anything that has like a view is definitely one for me.
So you were carrying around that wine bag and going to fill it up with your favorite wines. Which vineyards would you find yourself going to?
this is again another so many places. I do love love Borghese. I think I've been going there forever just because it's the oldest one. I pass it all the time. That's probably my go-to. I do like Breezy Hill Farm. I've been to Lens, love that. So many places.
Well, good thing the
Ponta
bag.
Costa is nice with the view too. I would like go there and spend some time and, you know, fill up the bag.
We need Maria's guide to
Well,
the North Fork.
We might
So
do
she'll
something
get
in
all the
May, right?
things.
I mean, there's a possibility. Might try and get some Connecticut
Oh,
friends to come down from up north. So we'll see what we can do. What we can do with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Maria, I know we can't put you on the spot to say favorite farm stand, but is there a go-to when you're hopping around the North Fork for your?
They're
for
so
your
good. There
produce
really
and
is a
stuff?
lot of them. I have to say, there's a very unique one. The Naked Farm in East Marion is a tiny little farm run by Michael, and it's like literally probably like, I don't know, an acre, 2 acres. I don't want to miss, but it's tiny, and it's all it's so impressive because it's all really organic. I mean, he brings in soil from Vermont that's incredible, and what comes out of there is just unbelievable. It's just, I'm like always amazed at what he can accomplish. So a tiny farm, but I think it doesn't get enough attention.
I think it's the only place you can get microgreens,
At
or maybe not.
microgreens. Yep.
Really?
Yes.
And now in the winter he's still running because he's made a greenhouse. So
but that's
it's pretty impressive. But I think it's just
I
really a
love
testament to
microgreens.
like
I'm
a
gonna-
lot of the farming
He's
community.
Tracy. He's been posting on his Instagram recently to get on his email. So I just we also got on his email, and he'll send you a list of what's growing this week in his greenhouse. And there's many kinds of microgreens, dill.
Michael, I am coming for you. I am so excited.
Yes, and then he'll put
Yeah.
out on Saturdays. You can pre-order, and then it's a tiny little place, but you can just pick up whatever you want.
Pick up. Yeah. I mean, it's just really, I think, a testament of like what is going on. Like there's a long history of the farm. I mean, where can you go anywhere 2 hours outside New York and find so many choices of so many great farms? And, I think all that, like, it's not a competition. It's just like, sharing of information and people inspiring other people to do great things. So we're pretty lucky to have, this area, this community. Like I said, it's a pretty unique place. So I love it.
And now,
Sunset.
Maria, are you a sunset?
Hands down, sunset. 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 I'm not out that early.
I'm probably early in the mornings. So
Yeah,
I attest to
sunset.
that.
I've been taking millions of pictures of the sunset forever. So I'm a huge sunset.
And is there a spot
I
you
do love the area in East Marion on Rocky Point Road, but also the beach at next to the Sound View. So like that view is just, I think, incredible. Over the water. I think
It really is.
again, like where
Mhm.
can you get that in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We do live
and my
in such a
phone's
special place.
when it's not full of pictures of bags, it's full of pictures of sunsets for sure. Yeah, I'm not a sunrise person.
Well, thank
Where can you
so
see the
much.
sunrise on the North Fork anyway? Can you see it anywhere?
Oh yeah, you can. I live on the bay, so
Okay.
anyone who lives on the Peconic Bay, we get to see the sunrise, and it's absolutely incredible. And I will say, for anyone listening, if you get the chance to go on a boat and stay overnight on the Peconic Bay and watch the sunrise from the water, there is nothing like it. I don't know why it's that much different, but it is so much different, and it is the most incredible thing you've ever seen.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I wonder if we know anybody with a boat, Kelly, that maybe might invite us. I wonder if we know anybody.
Yeah,
My
Do you
boat,
have
you can't see.
Poppy's number, Kelly? Because I'm going to see if I have Poppy's number somewhere.
Oh yeah, when I dropped off that soup to you, Tracy, Poppy and I bonded.
Do I get an invitation if I bring the bags?
Come over, Tracy. Kelly and I are hanging with Poppy.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, Maria, thank you so much for joining us. Just to wrap up our show, tell us why you love being a part of the North Fork community.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was great. I think it's the community, really. I think there's just amazing people out here who all really love the community, love the love nature, love the fact that we are probably closest to nature that you will find. There's so much shoreline, there's farms, there's vineyards. Everybody appreciates that. There's a lot of small businesses. There's a lot of like just inspirational people, and they're doing inspirational things. And I think what you guys are doing is also a testament to it. So, you know, trying to share the good stuff. And I think this is, you know, I love the North Fork. I think it's just an amazing place.
And Maria, if
Well
anybody wants to
said.
check out her bags, check out her Instagram at Just Burlap Bags. And I don't want to end the show without wishing Tilly a happy first birthday. I can't believe I'm going to miss her birthday celebration. But I hope you guys have fun and sending her love. And I can't believe she's won.
I know. I'm
Aw.
so excited. I'm so
Happy
excited.
birthday.
Thank you.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thank
Have
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.